Is Express Pass at Epic Universe worth it? Hey everyone, I'm back at Epic Universe again today, and this time I'm here with Express Pass to see if it is truly worth it at this park. Now, when I bought Express Pass a couple months ago now, I bought mine the day that they released them. After tax, it was $255 for Express Pass for just this park, and that is not Express Pass Unlimited. That is one time on every ride. If I had bought Express Pass this morning or even last week, because I did take a peek last week, today it would have been $300 for Express Pass. Now, while that does seem like a lot, it is pretty comparable to the other parks. So for just Universal Islands of Adventure for Express Pass, today would have been $255, and for just Universal Studios Express Pass, it would have been $240. If you had done an Express Pass to both of those parks, it would have been $265 today. Unfortunately, there is no way to do an Express Pass that includes Epic Universe. So you actually can bundle Express Pass for Epic Universe with your Express Pass for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. However, these are for multi-day packages. You cannot just purchase Express Pass for Epic Universe, Universal Studios, and Islands of Adventure for one single day like you can for Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. To include Epic Universe in that bundle, you do have to do a multi-day Express Pass ticket. If you're a Disney person, this might seem like a lot of money, but the key difference with Express Pass here is that you're not on your phone all day, you're not selecting times. You get to ride every ride at least once with Express Pass, provided that it is open. Now, there are rides here that do not take Express Pass, and that is Minecart Madness over in Super Nintendo World in Donkey Kong Country, and Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry over at the Wizarding World. Hey, I'm Kaylee from the future here. Dragon Racer's Rally also doesn't have Express Pass. For some reason I thought it did. Maybe it did during previews and they realized it wasn't working and took it away. Dragon Racer's Rally doesn't have Express Pass, so, all right, back to current Kaylee. The only other experience that does not take Express Pass is Meeting Toothless. The other 9 rides and the 2 shows all take Express Pass. So I'm gonna be trying this out today, see how much time we save, and see if it's worth it. But right now, it's almost 10 o'clock. I was a hotel guest, so I did get early park admission, so I came in during early park admission. Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry was open already at 9:30, even though the park didn't open until 10, and they were letting non-hotel guests get in the line. It was a posted 100-minute wait at 9:30 already, so if you are not a hotel guest and you're willing to get here early, they might have Harry Potter open, they might not. Last week when I was here, it didn't open until park open, so that one I think they're still just testing out. I'm now going to head into Super Nintendo World. I did see that they have started letting non-hotel guests in because it is 5 minutes till park open. So I'm going to try to do Minecart Madness first, hoping that it is going to have a relatively low wait right now, because that is one of the 2 rides that does not take Express Pass, and I tend to do single rider at Battle at the Ministry just because I'm one person, and that tends to work really well for me. So let's go to Minecart Madness, and then we will put this Express Pass to the test. Minecart Madness is a family coaster over in Super Nintendo World with a height requirement of 40 inches. This one is super cool and has some really cool track jumping effects, and it's based on the video games from Donkey Kong Country.
A long time, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of him. Well, we got distracted by some shiny balloons or some nonsense.
Okay, just got off Minecart Madness. It was a posted 65-minute wait, and it was a true 65-minute wait to get into the ride vehicle. I think that ride is so much fun. The illusion that they do with the track is so cool. The only bummer with that is that it is not on Express Pass, so you are stuck waiting in that line. I have tried single rider for that ride, and single rider for Minecart Madness does not move quickly whatsoever. With that ride though, you don't skip a lot of the queue. One of the coolest parts of the queue is the giant animatronic Grandpa Kong. I don't know the Kong family, but you still get to see that in the single rider queue, so it's not gonna move very fast, but you at least don't miss anything cool from the queue. So I personally think that if you wanna ride this, get to it first thing in the morning, and just suck up the wait. And if you have Express Pass, then you're able to do everything else. So right now, we are gonna go and head over to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, because that's the beauty of Express, is that you're not waiting on a specific time like at Disney with multi-pass. So we're just kinda gonna go around in a circle and knock out all these rides today. So let's go to Mario Kart. Yoshi's Adventure is a very small, high-in-the-sky sort of ride with a height requirement of 34 inches, again here in Super Nintendo World. change of plans because on my way to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, I had to walk past Yoshi's Adventure. And while I don't super care for that ride, I figured I have Express Pass, why not? So it was a posted 45-minute wait. With Express to load the vehicle, it took 8 minutes. So significant time savings there. And I mean, that ride's fine. It's not my favorite at all. I genuinely would not have even done it today if I didn't have Express Pass. But I figured, again, why not? The ride is very similar to like the Seuss High in the Sky trolley because it does have a height requirement. It's just very short, and there is a small little game you can play on it, but the buttons in my vehicle weren't working fully today, so I mean, it's fine. If you want to get a good overview of Super Nintendo World, it's fine. I just would not wait long in it and just know that there is a height requirement, so the super little ones won't be able to ride it. So now though, I'm heading to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, and that has a pretty lengthy wait right now, so this will be a true test of Express Pass. Okay, so I had to pivot a little bit. I got in the express line for Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, and there was an insane backup in the express line. The standby was a 150-minute wait. One of the team members said that there was a new system, so there was just a bit of a backup. I'm going to try going back there later and hope that the express line isn't as backed up. But I was getting a little peckish, so I decided to head over to Star Shua. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And picked up the pork soup dumplings, which are seasoned ground pork with black vinegar dipping sauce. And you get just 4 little ones and the dipping sauce on the side. So I'm going to try without the sauce first. They're nice and full. It's pretty good. It's nice and bite-sized. So if you just want something small, I'm super excited for this sauce. When I took the lid off of it, I could smell it. I don't want to pick it up because it's very liquidy. I could smell it, and it smells so good. Okay, let's dip one of these in there. Let's get on my fork so it doesn't fall off. These aren't the easiest to stab with a fork, I'm not gonna lie to you. There we go, from the back. Look at that, with the delicious sauce. Ooh, there's some heat to this sauce. Yeah, there's definitely heat to that sauce. So if you're spice adverse, maybe don't, because I love spice and I'm trying not to get this all over my white shirt. I love spice and this has good heat to it. So I am enjoying the level of spice on this. If you are super, super spice adverse, you might not, but I thoroughly enjoy this. And it's nice, this is just 4 small little dumplings. So if you just need a small little snack, or if you're in a group and you're trying to try multiple things, this is nice. You can split it up, and really delicious. And just a quick stir of this little stand right before Isle of Burke. So this is delicious. I'm going to finish this and then probably head into Isle of Burke. So yeah, or maybe the Ministry. I'll take a peek. I'll take a peek at some wait times. Hiccup Swing Gliders is a family coaster in Isle of Burke with a height requirement of 40 inches where you are flying like a dragon. Okay, just got off of Hiccup Swing Gliders. It was a posted 100-minute wait, and I did ask the team member out front if the 100-minute wait was to the lockers or to the ride vehicle, and she confirmed that it is to the ride vehicle. So I don't know if that's the case for every ride, especially ones like Monsters Unchained where it has the pre-show. My assumption, and I will confirm this when I do that, either now or after Mario Kart, is if it's the pre-show. So I feel like rides with pre-shows, the wait time is to the pre-show, not the ride vehicle, but I will confirm that. So as opposed to 100-minute wait, for me with Express Pass, it was 23 minutes. And this is my reminder that Express Pass does not mean walk-on, it means expedited wait. So I still waited a quarter, little less than a quarter, of the time of people in standby. So just keep that in mind when you're using Express, that it's not going to be walk-on. But I absolutely adore Hiccup Swing Gliders. It is one of my favorite rides here in the park. I am hoping that the wait time goes down a little bit today so that way I can ride it again at night. But the reason it was so long today is because only one side of the loading was open. So that will obviously make wait times a little bit longer when they can only load on one side of the tracks. So now I think I'm going to go and check on Mario Kart, and then after that I will head over to Dark Universe. Maybe I'll do the carousel on the way over to Mario Kart, so we'll see. Constellation Carousel is just that, a carousel, but this one is very cute and very unique and has no height requirement. Okay, so on my way over to Super Nintendo World, I did end up stopping at Constellation Carousel and hopping on that. It was a posted 10-minute wait, with Express it was only 5. That one, honestly, you don't really need Express for. You can usually find it 10-15 minutes. And I think it's a really cute carousel. It's probably one of my favorites just because of how unique it is. Rather than just the animals attached by a pole and going in one circle, everyone goes the same direction. This is 3 small turntables on 1 big turntable. So you rotate a little bit more, and there are different songs, and each song kind of does a different dance, so to speak. So I really enjoy it. I still have never done it at night, but I'm sure it's beautiful at night. But it is super cute, and that one is good for the whole family. But like I said, now I'm heading into Super Nintendo World to hop on Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Hopefully the Express line isn't too backed up, but if it is, it's kind of the peak heat of the day, so I wouldn't even mind if I'm waiting in the Express line for a little bit longer than Express typically takes, just because it's nice and indoors and in air conditioning. So let's go back into Super Nintendo World. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge is an AR-style ride in Super Nintendo World with a height requirement of 40 inches where you are put right into the Mario Kart video games. Okay, just got off of Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. It was a posted 105 wait. The Express Pass line was not nearly as backed up as it had been earlier. So from the time I got in line to boarding my ride vehicle, it was only like 22-25 minutes. So really not that bad. Again, under a quarter of the time that's probably one of the more popular rides here. And it's fine. It's not my favorite ride. I didn't grow up with this IP, so it's not like I have any nostalgia to it, but the technology that they use on it is really, really cool. The fact that it is AR, you're in the ride vehicle, but you're also driving within your own little world and shooting shells at Team Bowser. So it is pretty fun, but I don't think I would ever really wait the 105 minutes for it. Now, if you are a huge Super Mario person, I would definitely get here and rope drop this one. This is usually, as long as there's no technical issues, this one is usually open for early park admission. So I think now I'm gonna head over to Dark Universe, and I think I'm gonna end the day in the Wizarding World, just because that single rider line, when I took a peek at it earlier, and it was pretty long, but as long as I've gotten everything else done, I don't mind if I have to wait in that single rider for a little bit. So let's head over to Dark Universe. Curse of the Werewolf is a coaster in Dark Universe with a height requirement of 40 inches, and in this one, each individual cart spins on its own. Okay, just got off of Curse of the Werewolf. It was a posted 55-minute wait. With Express, it was 6. Honestly, I don't think I would ever wait 55 minutes for this ride. Just because the queue is fairly lackluster, and it's all outside with some fans and some shading obviously, but it is still not the most exciting queue to wait an hour in. And the coaster itself is pretty short. It can be fun depending on the configuration of your vehicle. It is completely free spinning, so the weight distribution in the vehicle truly determines how much you spin. So the first time I rode it, I spun a little bit. Then when I rode it with my dad, spun the entire time. It was insane. And these past couple times I haven't really spun a ton just because of how the weight distribution in the vehicle ended up being. But it is still fun, and if you have Express and can get on it quickly, or if you rope drop this, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I rope dropped this and it was a walk-on. So if you have early park admission and want to rope drop this, I would highly recommend it, because there's nothing exciting about this queue that you would be missing otherwise. But now I'm gonna hop on Monsters, which it's been like a 15-minute wait all day. I don't understand how that has one of the lowest waits in the park, but I am excited to hop back on Monsters Unchained. Monsters Unchained is a motion simulator ride with a height requirement of 48 inches, and it takes you through the catacombs underneath the Frankenstein Manor.
All you little lab rats and your little lab rat friends get to ride one. You sit, ye course steers, nothing goes wrong. Yes?
These people are friends. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing, better than the original. He is the key to our most exciting experiment.
Okay, I apologize for the lighting. I'm inside Das Steakhouse getting some food, but Monsters Unchained is posted 15-minute wait, which honestly, if it's 15, wait in that line. The line didn't end until the room with the bat. So already like up the stairs, almost to the pre-show. So for Express Pass, it was a walk-on into the pre-show, and then from including the 2 pre-shows, dealing with the lockers and getting on the ride vehicle, it was a total of 9 minutes. So I really didn't save all that much time, but I have seen days, especially if it's raining, where Monsters has a longer wait. So, but I absolutely adore. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I absolutely adore Monsters Unchained. It is such a fun ride. It is such a fun ride system. The animatronics are absolutely stunning. The Victoria animatronic in the second pre-show was not working, so B mode is her on a TV screen as if she's like in another room talking to you. And then the final Dracula animatronic is working again, which is exciting, but the giant mummy animatronic wasn't. I've only ever seen him working once, so I think just the size and scale of that one, it's hard to keep it working. But again, I love that ride. I think that is my second most ridden ride here behind Hiccups. And Hiccups does tend to have a longer wait, whereas Monsters doesn't. So that one might slowly become my most ridden just because of how easy it is to get on. So yeah, I absolutely adore that ride. And now, like I said, I'm in Das Steakhouse to get a bite to eat. Okay, so I got the blood orange chicken sandwich, which is flash fried marinated chicken breast, blood orange sauce pickles with a familiar slaw on a black bun with fries. Also, the silverware here is black. I don't think you can see because it's dark in here, but that's very cool. I'm not a fan of pickle. Okay, so I think the pickle might be in. Nope, pickles are on the bottom. I'm not a fan of pickles, so I'm taking them off. Sue me. Okay, this is a monster. So the way that they do the blood orange, there's a little bit on the sandwich itself, and then they give you a giant side so you can add more if you would like. And it's so creepy that it's a black bun. Okay, let's just dive in. Okay, so I love a blood orange sauce. I love orange chicken from Chinese restaurants. So that's definitely what this sauce is, and it definitely needs more of it. The bun itself, whatever they use to make it black, makes the bun pretty dry and kind of stodgy almost. Not stodgy. Let me try the bun out. Not stodgy, but just thick and dense. So it definitely needs more sauce just to help moisten it up. So I added more on, so let's even dip right there. So the blood orange sauce is very much like Chinese orange chicken sauce. It is very sweet, but you definitely need it because the bun is relatively dry. Now I'm gonna try the fry, and then I'll come back to the burger with thoughts. Okay, again, I prefer McDonald's style fry, and these are thicker, but the seasoning on them is really nice. I don't think it says what the seasoning on these fries is, but it's pretty decent. I'm gonna pick and find the crispier ones. Now the sandwich. The slaw helps give it a flavor differentiation, and it's the frying on the chicken is done really well. I like the bites that I've been taking are from the thicker part of the chicken. I have a feeling I'm gonna like the not as thick part of chicken because I'm not a fan of like super thick chicken. I'm weird like that. But the crunch is really, really nice. So would I recommend this? Probably not, unless you have someone who's kind of a pickier eater and wants to be a little adventurous, because it is very familiar flavors, just presented a little bit differently. And then I did, of course, get dark thorn mead, because why not? And just like every time I've had this, it is absolutely delicious. I realized last week when I was here, I do think I prefer Gobber's mead. I think Gobber's mead is sweeter. This one has a richer flavor. So just my personal preference. I still love them both. I will still get them both. But yeah. The sandwich is fine. I've been wanting to try it for a while, so I'm glad that I did. But I don't think I will get this again.
Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry is another motion simulator ride where you are traveling by Metroflu to the British Ministry of Magic to see the trial of Dolores Umbridge.
Okay, so just finished Battle at the Ministry. That ride is absolutely phenomenal. As far as immersion goes, I would put it on par with like Rise of the Resistance. If you are a Harry Potter fan, even in the slightest, absolutely do that attraction. It is breathtaking, especially the queue. It was a posted 120-minute wait. I did single rider because it doesn't do express, and with single rider, it was only an hour. And while that is really great that it is significantly less, it does fluctuate. I've been on it before and it was 40. I've been on it before and it's been 140. You get to see inside the ministry building itself, but you do skip a lot of the queue. So if you are a diehard Harry Potter fan and you want to see all the details in the queue, that might be one that's worth sucking up, waiting in the longer line at least once. I've gotten to go through the queue once back during my second previews when they were still doing virtual queue. So I was able to see the entire queue then, which is why now I feel less bad doing the single rider line as much as I love that queue. But now I am going to get in line for Le Cirque or Canoe because both shows take Express Pass. And so yeah, we're gonna go do that because I still have plenty of day left.
Le Cirque or Canoe is a show in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and it is a circus-style show that features some magical creatures.
Okay, just finished Le Cirque or Canoe. I think that show is pretty cute. If I didn't have Express and I hadn't done everything I wanted to already today, I don't think I would have done it. But just a little FYI, because in the first room after they let you in from the queue, a lot of people around me were a little confused because we were all standing in a room and they thought that it was a standing show. It is not a standing show. They do a little bit of like a pre-show in the room that you first go into, but then you are let into a theater for the rest of the show. So fear not, it is a theater with seats. I talked to one of the team members up front to ask generally how early they recommend getting to one of the shows, and they said that generally they recommend 30 minutes in advance. With Express, I was able to get there about 15 minutes in advance, and I was totally fine. So generally, Express Pass doesn't help you all that much with shows, but you are able to show up a little bit closer to showtime than if you didn't have Express. So now I don't think I'm gonna make the next How to Train Your Dragon, the Untrainable Dragon show, because that's in 10 minutes. So I think what I'm gonna go do is grab a sweet treat, and then I will see the final Untrainable Dragon show of the night. So that's my plan. Yes, that's everything. Okay, so for my sweet treat, I went to Frosty Moon and picked up, I got chocolate ice cream with brownie pieces and strawberry cheesecake pieces. They are big pieces of brownie and cheesecake, so it's 3 of each. I love that Frosty Moon. I have had this, not this combination, but I've had Frosty Moon with my parents when I brought them. I love that you can pick your ice cream flavor and 2 toppings. It's just makes it super fun and customizable, and you can either get it in a cup or a cone. I get it in a cup because it's less messy, especially when I want these giant pieces of brownie and strawberry cheesecake. So I'm gonna do the ice cream first. That's just really good chocolate ice cream, like nice rich chocolate nice rich chocolate flavor, and it's soft serve, so it's nice and smooth. Okay, I'm gonna try one of these strawberry cheesecake pieces on its own. Definitely more strawberry. It's an artificial strawberry, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. I would prefer if it was just plain cheesecake, but it's not bad. And I also wish that the pieces were a little bit smaller. The brownie is thick, but still like gooey, but not like hot gooey. Chewy, maybe? I'm sorry if the music got really loud. The brownie is delicious. Again, though, I wish the pieces were smaller just because I feel like it makes it easier to eat. When I was here with my parents, we got the Oreo crumbles and sprinkles, I think. Those obviously were easier, but this is delicious. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything after this bite. I like the strawberry cheesecake far more mixed in with everything, because then it's like a chocolate strawberry cheesecake. But yeah, this is delicious, and again, I love that you can customize it to your liking. So, and who's gonna say no to ice cream on a hot floor today? Not me.
The Untrainable Dragon is a show in Isle of Berk, and it features all of your beloved characters from the How to Train Your Dragon universe while they try to train an untrainable dragon. Dragon Racers Rally is a high-in-the-sky thrill ride where you are training to become dragon racers. Each seat is individual, so you can choose to do some barrel rolls, or you don't have to, but there is a height requirement of 48 inches.
Okay, so since we talked last, I did the Untrainable Dragon show, and I talked to the team member out there, and he said that they recommend showing up to that show about 30 minutes in advance, and I showed up like 15-20 minutes in advance. With that show, they let express pass people in first and stop you in the middle portion, so you get a better seat than if you are doing standby. So that show does have a slight little perk for express pass. And then after that, I did Dragon Racers Rally, even though it doesn't take express pass. It was a posted 25-minute wait. It ended up being like 23, mostly because one of the two sides went down, which no big deal. It was still a very short line. So ended the night with that. And now I'm done with yet another wonderful day here at Epic Universe. So for the rides, I'm not going to do shows in if Express Pass is worth it, because it really only is if it's an insanely busy day or if you want to get a really good spot for the Untrainable Dragon. I'm just going to do based on the attractions. So for the attractions that had Express Pass that I used today, the total posted wait across all of those rides, which was only 6, was 330 minutes, which is 5.5 hours. I only waited 73 minutes in Express Pass, which is an hour and 13 minutes. I saved 257 minutes using Express Pass, and Express Pass for me today, again, was $255. So I spent 99 cents per minute that I saved. To me, that is worth it. Now I get that that is a much higher cost than if you were to buy multi-pass at Disney World, but this is not comparable to multi-pass at Disney World, because here you don't have to select reservation times, you don't have to worry if you are going to get a Lightning Lane return time for any of the rides. So this is far more comparable to Premier Pass over at Disney World, and I did pull the information for today. Today, Magic Kingdom would have been $400 per person, Epcot $209, Hollywood Studios $309, and Animal Kingdom $159. So that is more what Express Pass is comparable to, and again, it was $255 when I purchased it. It had gone up to $300, but it is very much in line with the comparable pass over at Disney World. So I had an absolutely phenomenal day here. I did 9 of the 11 attractions and both shows, and the only reason I didn't do the other 2 attractions is Fire Drill. I don't like getting wet in a theme park, and Stardust Racers, I'm still working my way up to those kinds of coasters. So I did everything that I wanted to do here. The only thing that I would have liked to have done was meet Toothless, but I have met him before during the annual pass holder previews, and it was absolutely amazing, but I had other priorities that I wanted to do today, and again, that doesn't take Express Pass. So now I'm exhausted, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It's been a very long day, but a very great day. So make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and follow me on all of my socials. Those will be linked in the video description. Bye guys.